Hi, this is Susanna Corbett. Thanks for downloading Step and Son.
Hello and welcome to Step Pod and Son, a podcast based at Mews Cottage, 26A, Aldrum Lane, Shepherd's Bush. This is the home of the world's most famous rag and bone men, or as Harold would say,
Salvage Recovery Operative.
My name is Darren.
And I'm his co-host Si, also known as Two of the Three Comedians podcast that we co-host along with the amazing Tom from One Foot in the Podcast.
We plan to review episodes, chat to fans of the show, and maybe even chuck in the odd quiz. We hope you enjoy listening. Please check out the pod on Spotify, Insta, Twitter, and all other platforms. So yeah, welcome back, Si. I think when was the last time we recorded? I think it was with Tom, wasn't it, for Halloween?
Yeah, we did a 1 foot in the podcast sort of Halloween special, which was great fun. Always great to chat to our good friend Tom. I think first time we've podded as on Step Pod for a few weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that the
Yeah, we've
last
just
ones we
been
did was
discussing the issues with Zoom and stuff like that. But also just time as well. Both busy, aren't we? But yeah, it's nice to be back
yeah, I think
doing
the
a few
last
more
ones we did it
episodes.
was it the Bonds That Bind Us and Lowe's Story?
That's right.
I think it
Yeah,
was the last two,
that's
wasn't it?
it.
Yeah, it's good fun. So today,
Yeah.
for the lucky listeners, we're going to review. We've got two episodes. So which one did you pick, Si?
So I went for an afterwards at, which is series 4. So the last official series in color, despite series 5 not really existing in color properly anymore. But yeah, it's just always been I think series 4 is very strong, and this one just opens up. It's just such an interesting premise. You know, if you were coming back to watching Steptoe after nearly a year's break,
Hmm.
as it was back then, you're suddenly finding that things have changed. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's interesting to catch up with how Harold's moved on, or has he? We'll find out.
it's a good series. Mine, series four. You've got this is episode one, so this is October the
Yep.
4th, 1965, and then you got episode two, Cross Swords, which is another brilliant one with a
Yeah,
figurine.
yeah, that's
You
it.
you got episode three, Magnificent Men and Their Heating Machines. That's brilliant.
That's a cracker, absolute cracker. Yeah, and
So
we've talked about it before, haven't we? What how much went into the props department with that one?
oh, they worked
Yeah,
overtime,
fair
didn't
play
they?
to them. Re- Really brought it to life that episode. Yeah.
Then you got the Siege of Steptoe Street.
Yep. Which have we done that? I feel like I
Yeah, I
should
think we
know
did,
that,
didn't we?
but
Mr.
if we
Stacy
haven't,
the Butcher.
thought
Yeah.
we did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, which is a great one. It's always a go-to when I'm doing a Steptoe sort of rewatch.
And you got a box in town, so Hal brings his new girlfriend back to the house. That's Youth of Joyce, that one.
Yeah, that one I feel like that premise is used a lot, isn't it? Harold
Mm.
threatening to go and then going and then sort of coming back, which there's nothing wrong with it, but it sort of felt like they either tread that ground again or it's retreading old ground. But
Yeah,
again, as we said, there's no bad episodes of Steptoe. It's just ones we prefer with others, isn't there? Really. So
that's it. I think, yeah, you are right, Mike. I think a couple of times they go over that, don't they? And then you've
Mm.
got the next one I reviewed with Tyler. It was My Old Man's a Tory. So it was
Oh yeah, of course.
the Harold
Yeah,
Wilson one,
that's right.
which is good
Yeah.
fun. And then the last one of series four is Pilgrim's Progress.
Yeah, which we did do Pilgrim's Progress, didn't we? I think we picked that
Yeah,
one as
is
the
that the one where he's
other one.
arguing on the plane?
Dog on the plane. It's Frank Thornton from Are You Being Served? Is he a Frenchman? I think, and
That's it. Yeah,
yeah, he gets himself arrested and deported instantly as soon as they land in France.
that's
Yeah.
brilliant. That one. But shall we hit play for and afterwards art?
Now we'll listen to this without sound, but I do remember distinctly the sound kicks in with this sort of like the wedding march, isn't it? And then it becomes the Steptoe theme, which again just a real nice way to start the episode. It's like play on it.
Yeah, I do like that.
Um,
It's like they've got the Ron. Is it Ron Granger? That's Ron Granger, isn't it?
yeah, that's it.
Or
Yeah, yeah,
Grainers.
yeah.
It's his version of the the wedding tune.
That's it. Famous for Doctor Who as well. Obviously, he was sort of pioneering doing the Doctor Who theme, and
That's it.
but we've got Harry and Harry. We've got Harold and Albert on the horse and cart, but in full wedding regalia.
They do look
And
dapper, don't they?
yeah, you know what? The old man scrubs up well, and yeah, obviously Harold wants to look his best, but I mean, obviously that title and afterwards that is, a kind of common thing people put on an invitation, isn't it? You go to the
Yeah,
reception at somewhere, I guess. So
yeah.
it's a title.
You are cordially invited.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Uh,
Very gothic
but
church, that, isn't it?
well, that's it. Which is what I've tried to pick with my background on Zoom. Obviously, listeners can't see that, but I have got sort of Harry Potter-esque
Yeah,
church in
it's very
background tonight. But
cathedral-like, isn't it? I was just going to say, this reminds me a
I
lot
was
of
saying this
the
for the
Rising
kids.
Damp, with Rigsby when he goes to get married to Miss
Yes.
Jones, and
Oh,
he's something about it, like with
yeah.
his brother. It just reminds me of this.
You went to the wrong church.
Yeah, and I think he's got like a bottle of
Yeah.
whiskey in his
Yeah, there is
pocket,
that.
and he
With the ring, IV something in it. It keeps getting it mixed up.
with the body
With
IV
with
ring.
with our body, IV ring. That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
Rigsby.
Well, I mean,
Is that
that's a
the only?
great last episode
It's the only time we see
of
his brother, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I guess this is a real church, and this is a very, very good set. It's hard to tell for sure, isn't it? But it
Yeah,
does
it's
look
realistic.
the depth of the
So,
church.
so Harold's intended is Melanie.
How you feeling?
Terrible. My guts is turning over something rotten. Have you got the flask?
Not in here. It's your fault. I've got no sympathy for you. Getting married at your age, it's ridiculous. It won't work.
I don't start that again. It's too late. You've been trying to break it up for 3 months as it is. Melanie and I are getting married whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I'll give it 6 months. A young girl like that, marrying a... How old are you? You'll be 50 when she's 30. Oh, shut up.
I getting married whether you like it or not.
Yeah, he's just like
So
instantly
this would have
pouring
been before
scorn on
the
it, the old man.
films. Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's. I mean, he's from series one. He's not entertained it, has he? Any idea of him leaving home, getting married? He's sabotaged it wherever he can. But so yeah, this is before the film, isn't it? But in the film, obviously, we reviewed that does have him actually getting married
Yeah,
and staying married for a little bit. So I guess they kind of borrowed borrowed that concept from this. Um,
it's weird though because even
but
though the old man looks dapper, I think it's his hair. He looks older there than in some of the later ones.
yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, we've said, haven't we? His hair, like
Yeah,
in the later ones, just I guess it's the makeup and costume and what have you. But
yeah.
what I like about this one as well is, as we'll see later on, there's a few characters which purely coincidentally crop up in the one we're going to review secondly tonight. So there's a
I
nice bit of
noticed that.
continuity.
Yeah, watching it last night, I noticed that. I thought,
That's one of the guys sat behind Albert right now, whose name has just escaped me. It's not George, is it? It's
Uncle Arthur.
is it Arthur? Arthur, yeah, that's it, Arthur.
Yeah,
Obviously they brought him back 7 years later, guess to play him again, which is great.
not the other Arthur.
Yeah.
Arthur. Harold, it's Arthur.
Obviously, this must be the groom's side. So this is obviously all other members of the Steptoe family.
Yeah.
Quite well represented. So they
I
said
do.
they
I do like an
rewrite the
episode where they
wedding
show like the steptoes because I think like you could have had a spin-off with some of those steptoe relatives, couldn't you? Because they sound fascinating.
easily. In the few episodes we see him, yeah, there's quite a lot kind of going on there, isn't there?
Yeah. Was it one that she sort of lives alone, but she thought that her husband died during the war, but he actually come home and he went to Newcastle to hide or something. He did come home. He just never
Oh
went
yeah,
back to her.
Pottier.
Is it Potier? That's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
with
Pottier.
Rita Webb.
So, yeah, that's it. And there's that. Then there's the Malcolm Muggeridge of the family.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
called, oh God, his name. things are going to escape me tonight.
Oh yeah, come to me in a minute with that.
But
So we,
interesting. That's probably stuck playing the bride's mother. So she switches families when we see her again in the Love story because she's now a steptoe, isn't she? In Love story, not Love story. In Oh, What a Beautiful Morning.
that's it, innit?
So
Just have a look at the mother-in-law. She's crying her eyes out already.
yeah, never good that is it? I mean, yeah. I know
No.
my mother-in-law certainly didn't cry on our day. I think I was the one who cried the most on our wedding day. That was
Did you?
yeah.
Uh,
I saw the bill. I mean, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Still crying.
Honestly, mate, weddings, they're not cheap. Like
No,
madness.
ridiculous
That's
now.
probably what expenses was higher in the church.
Yeah,
Really? Oh
they've gone
gosh.
ridiculous when it's. But I like that line. Then you've got Albert. Then he's moaning about how hard the pews are. He said he should have brought his rubber ring.
These seats aren't half hard, are they? No wonder people don't come to church. I should have brought me earring. My farmers ain't half given me chip.
You're a natural little romantic, aren't you? Sit still. He won't be long.
Well, he's just commented on the hymns, fight the good fight with, although I might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he's like? I think you never know with Albert whether he generally doesn't want Harold to get hurt, or he just doesn't want to be alone. Is why he always scappers any
I think
relationship
it's a bit
Harold
of
has.
both. I think it's a fair amount of selfishness, isn't it? Of he's widowed, and he doesn't want to be on his own.
Mm,
Probably jealousy as well that yeah, he does. He kind of wants a bird again, but yeah. But interestingly, as we've seen, when the boot's on the other foot, um, Harold can be quite protective of him, can't he?
yeah.
Obviously, as we watch the Bonds That Bind Us with June Whitfield, he kind of
Ah, Mash.
sabotaged his plans there, didn't he? She was a bit of a good
Yeah.
time girl, wasn't she? But yeah, obviously he wasn't gonna go any further.
I like the angles he's working at.
Yeah,
The old man.
he's not
He's
very
like,
helpful, is he?
no, he's worked at her age, his age, the in-laws, how old he'll be. He'll be 50 when she's, I think he said 20 or something. I think is a good
Wow.
age gap in there.
Yes. But then, as we said, he's a good-looking guy, and that's not just Harry H. Corbett. He's a good-looking guy, Harold, and he kind of wants to,
Yeah, he doesn't
you
look
know,
well touching
um,
40. He don't look it.
for the best, doesn't he?
Mm,
No, no, not at all. No, and got a grey hair on his head that we can see anyway. But
no.
yeah.
So we now see
So I'm
Melanie,
guessing
the
these
bride.
these bystanders, I'm guessing, are they either watching the filming? Because I mean, not many people stand to watch a wedding, I guess, but I don't know. They could be watching the wedding, but if there's a film crew there, they're going to be watching them on. I always find it fascinating when they do outside filming, and what do you
Mm.
do with the public? Do you just them and accept that they're there, or do you have to kind of tell them don't look at the camera?
Oh, it's like in the film, and I think it's the second one where you got that old. They go past with a coffin, and there's an old man takes his hat off, and
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
got
that's
people
it.
looking straight at the
Yeah.
camera.
And weren't we watching one where see a guy walk on and then he sort of tries to back off,
Yeah,
like because he realizes he's being filmed.
yeah.
It's not natural at all. Like just carry on walking, don't really matter.
Uh, I don't know. Like you see
Like
them
that, if she
stood
goes any
together
faster,
now.
she'll.
You don't really. I don't see much of an age difference. Like looking at them both, they look like a good
No,
couple.
no, not at all. Yeah, I mean, my mum and dad, there's 11 years between them.
Yeah,
So age gaps.
and never a crossword.
I think they were. My dad was, wow, dad was 41, mum was 30. So,
Mm,
um, yeah, but my dad's always looked younger. Like, he's never
yeah.
looked his age. So,
See, one of the differences, right?
Albert Kitchen.
Sorry, yeah, on this one and the radio show, I haven't heard it for a while, but I'm sure on the radio version, the vicar's a bit more comical and he sings it. So all the vows, he sings it like
Yeah,
in a
that's that.
lyrical
I'm
sort of way.
telling me.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered together here in the sight of God and in the face of this congregation to join together this man and this woman in holy matrimony, which is an honourable estate instituted of God in the time of man's innocency, signifying unto us the mystical union that is betwixt Christ and his church, into which holy estate these two persons come now to be joined. Therefore, if any man can show any just cause why they may not lawfully be joined together, let him now speak, or else hereafter forever hold his peace. Harold Albert Kitchener, wilt thou have this woman to thy wedded wife, to live together under God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Wilt thou love her, comfort her, honour, and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all other, keep thee only unto her, so long as ye both shall live?
I will.
Melanie Jane, wilt thou have this man to thy wedded husband, to live together after God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Wilt thou obey and serve him, love, honour, and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all other, keep him unto you so long as ye both shall live?
No.
Who giveth this woman to be married to this man?
Yeah, hang on. She said no.
Did she really? I wasn't listening.
You could see on her face now she's just having second thoughts, and then she's not happy.
It's panic in it, really. Like, and then in fact, he carries on.
It's a bit peep show, isn't it?
Distressed. It is, isn't it? Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mark
And they're
and Sophie,
sobbing.
isn't it?
Both.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about weddings in sitcoms. That is just an
brilliant.
outstanding.
They're sat
being
upstairs
sick in
hiding, and
the
he
Mark
starts
trying to get
peeing.
himself run over, and yeah.
So have you seen who the mother-in-law then? That's Molly Sugden.
Yeah, I was just saying she crops up again, doesn't she?
Yeah.
In Mourning, but obviously she's now on the other side of the thing because she's a steptoe member of the family by that point, isn't she? But
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
interesting sort of recast her, but yeah, give her a different role. But she's just brilliant. I mean, I love I Being Served, and I never watched Live. Was it Live a Bird she was in?
I've never seen it. No, never seen it. No, she's pretty like solid, and she's a bit like a Yootha Joyce. Everything she's in.
Yeah,
it's a good watch.
I really enjoyed that Little Britain sketch, Molly Sugden's Bridesmaid. Remember that?
God,
Restaurant.
Then he sort of
They
bang
kept it
on
going
about
to
how
the
he
finally
knows it,
appeared in
doesn't
the
he?
last one. Yeah. And then he finally appears. She finally appears in the last episode and ends up getting stabbed. It's like, can't let the secret out that it's just made up. Yeah.
So we've had the punch up at the church, and an argument where I love how Albert goes to jump in there, doesn't he? He's like fist flying.
Albert did predict it. He did call it and say that. I love the camera here. It's behind the candles, isn't it? So you get the candles in shot, and then sort of everyone in front of it. It's just nicely photographed. That.
Yeah, it's well shot.
Yeah.
So she in the argument then Melanie leaves and she shoots off in the wedding car because that was going like a bullet, that car, wasn't it?
That ain't sticking about, is it? Yeah,
he's put his foot down there, isn't he? Wonder what that cost him in them days.
I mean, well, yeah, this is it, isn't it? And I've never been jilted, so I don't know what it's like. I imagine it's not a nice feeling to be jilted.
It must be horrible, that, I suppose, because you invite everyone, your family, their family.
Oh, it's humiliation, isn't it? It's not just heartbreak; it's humiliation. I like that the droppings from this would still be Hercules.
Yeah,
will be Hercules.
And he throws the confetti over the people stood there, doesn't he? Albert.
So obviously afterwards at the Steptoes Oil Drum Lane residence. So they didn't go out to town, did they, on the reception?
No, so
it was just going to be at the
few bottles of champagne there in the house.
Which I suppose, she would have had to live there, wouldn't she, with the old man as well? So yeah, maybe that's part of the thing that she panicked. I don't want that life.
I think he says that, doesn't he? He says we both agreed to put up with you.
Yeah.
Until he dies, basically, innit? And she said until you're carried out with you in a wooden box, and which is very stepped. It's very dark, and
it is, isn't it? Again, it's this idea, innit, of the very core of great sitcoms is that that kind of entrapment, isn't it? It's people being trapped together.
Yeah. But
And
years
or,
ago they would do that though,
or
and a lot of like cultures do live with their, their family a lot
oh
longer
yeah,
than we do. I mean, I know it's getting like
yeah,
kids now, we're not moving out till their late 20s, but I can remember when I worked
yeah.
with quite a lot of Muslim people, and they quite
Mm.
happily have their grandparents in their house all their lives. And I used to know a girl, she was sharing a bedroom with her nan in her sort of mid-20s.
Really?
And she,
Oh
she
gosh, what?
she was so used, she loved it, if anything. She was just like, oh, she's company and
Yeah,
get on well.
I suppose that's it, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. It's just a very cultural thing, but I suppose back in those days, yeah, people did sort of because if there wasn't, that much money lying around, people couldn't afford to move out, could they? So, and
That's it,
obviously it's a family business. Makes
mm.
sense for them to live together because a business together, don't they? But
Steptoe
um,
and steptoe.
he's absolutely shocked, isn't he, Harold? He can't put his
Yeah.
finger on what's gone
It
at
is
all.
well acted,
Yeah,
isn't it? 'Cause I know he's a brilliant actor, but you forget sometimes he's doing comedy, but he's playing a guy that's in shock and been jilted.
yeah,
And he's just like he's just dumbstruck, and he
yeah. Feeding the goldfish.
old Charlie. Yeah, got to feed Charlie. I'm trying to work out because I've seen the beer in the background, but I got a feeling it looks like it's got a hat on, and he's also on the left.
Oh,
Is this?
has he got the air raid warden's hat on or whatever it is?
Yeah, I think it has.
Sometimes like
Yeah,
that.
but it's just not clear enough to be able to see because it's in the background.
Yeah. You think they'd clear some of that clutter away, wouldn't you, for like a wedding
Oh God,
reception?
it would, yeah. There's a skull on the left as well. I mean, why would you have a skull? When you got people coming round,
So Harold's turned to blaming now. He thinks the old man sabotaged it and said something to her.
which is
A lot
not a
of
bad
stage
shout.
grief, isn't it? And yeah,
Mm.
trying to process it.
He'll go through all
Um,
the stages now of blaming himself, and then
yeah. Interesting. They can make a film about us, a TV series about you. Yeah.
yeah, they could. Was it the non-ferrous journal or non-ferrous metals weekly? He starts talking about.
What a great title. I hope that's real. Pick up a bird and take it out on her. God, what a
Oh
turn of
God,
phrase.
I know
Ain't got
that is something about that phrase. The fact that it's his dad saying it to him. Oh, it's just something about it.
like
It
eating an
make me
apple in the
cringe.
night. Turn it around, having oh dear. Just
Oh,
no.
just but that's what I mean in this one. We know Albert can turn on a charm, but he's just vile about women in this one. I don't know whether it's just, he's trying to cheer Harold up a bit, but like some of the stuff he says, he's just like he can't think that really.
That was a great retort from Harold. He said, "Whose little saying was that?" Then Aristotle. No, it was me, and it always worked for me. Basically, got on the rebound, isn't it? In a
Yeah,
nicer way to put it, I suppose. But
Dolly
yeah,
Clackett.
yeah, yeah. That's his Miss 999, as Dell would say.
Yeah,
Don't he ring her in an emergency?
he couldn't put that in a sitcom now, could you?
He could not, mate. Could
No.
not. So we're going to have the entrance of all the family members, I guess, now. This is obviously what was originally planned. So never want to miss out on a free bit of grub, Steptoe family.
Yeah, I know they love it, don't they? So who we got come in first?
Auntie Ethel and Uncle Ted.
Ain't you horrible? You're an animal, that's what you are.
No, it's the law of nature. It's like eating an apple in the dark. If the first bite's sour, turn it round and have a nibble somewhere else.
Whose philosophical little gem was that then? Aristotle's Schopenhauer.
Mine, mate, and it's always worked for me. And I've been through a few efforts in me time.
Get away from me, you horrible little thing!
I was only trying to help.
Well, doubt. That's what's to be left alone.
It's the door.
I know it's the door.
Well?
Well, what?
Huh? Shall I open it?
You may open it. But don't let anyone in. I'm incommunicado, right?
Right. You leave it to me.
Oh, Albert, the disgrace! Oh!
Oh, Harold, look who's here. It's Aunt Jess and Uncle Ted.
Oh, Dad, I told you.
Oh,
no,
Harold, you poor boy, what a terrible thing to happen. Your mother should be here on a day like this. Only a mother could understand.
Oh, don't worry, Auntie Ethel. I shall be all right.
If ever she sets foot in Cairo Road, she'll get a mouthful from one end of the street to the other.
Don't really recognise those actors. I'm not sure if they're anyone particularly famous.
No, I don't recall him. Well, they say
What's
this from the Cairo Road. Is that one of the
Yeah,
actors in London then?
yeah. Old face ache there.
Yeah, they're all having a go at him, aren't they?
He pulls a proper sort of girding face then as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a Cairo Road, Walthamstow, Cairo Road, Croydon. What's Walthamstow? That's in East London, isn't it?
Probably Croydon then, isn't it? I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Walthamstow one, that's East 17. East London, E17. Yeah, average house price is about 400,000.
Wow.
So them days probably would have been a bit rough, but
So next to him we've got Auntie May, and she's just called him Misery Guts.
yeah.
He's getting both barrels, isn't he?
So she's a bit of a hyacinth bouquet then, is she? Because she's
Does seem like, doesn't she?
yeah, her
Yeah.
husband's
Got
he
more
was
room at our
promoted,
house.
yeah, inspector, so they had to move, and she's a bit sort of hoity-toity.
You don't want to stay with old face ache there. He put the mockers on anyway. What do you call me?
Dad, the door.
Oh, Harold, oh!
Oh, help yourself to a drink, Auntie Ethel, please.
Oh, I couldn't. No, not under the circumstances. We only come to pay our respects. We wouldn't impose on your hour of trial. I'll have a small gin. He'll have a brown ale.
I knew it. I knew it. I'm not surprised. I said at the time, didn't I say it? Well, only last night down to Skinner's Arms, didn't I say to you? I'll be very surprised if that lasts. I knew she was no good. I was right about George and Margaret. I said that wouldn't last. Oh, you poor boy. I can't tell you how sorry I am.
That's very kind of you, Auntie May.
Now, don't forget, you're very welcome to come and stay with us, you know. Give yourself a rest from old Misery Guts from a few days. You're always welcome to stay in the spare room, you
We've
know.
already asked him.
Oh, yes, but we've got more room at our place. I mean, he can have a room to himself, and you can stay in there all day without any interruption.
Nobody's going to interrupt you in our place.
Oh, yes, but you'd all lot be on top of him. What I was suggesting...
That your place is bigger than our place.
You've never forgiven me for moving away from Cairo Road, have you, Ethel?
You left me with Mother.
You had no choice. When Herbert became an inspector, we just had to move nearer the garage.
Was it ever near?
Please, Auntie May, please, that's rather...
Herbert, that's his name.
Herbert, right, so Uncle Herbert.
We had to move near the garage when Herbert became an inspector.
He's a Blakey, is he?
Yeah, yeah. That's it, isn't it?
That'd have been a good crossover. Steptoe on the buses. Obviously, we had the film on the
Yeah.
buses with
We said that, didn't we? If Harold and Harry Corbett had had a part in it, I think that would have worked well.
that would have been, yeah.
And then we've got Uncle Art. So, what is his name? The actor's name?
So it's George A. Cooper.
George Cooper. That's it.
Yeah, very familiar face in sitcoms, and interesting. I noticed in quite a few of his sitcoms, his characters are called Cooper. So whether it was just like coincidence or he'd insisted on having his characters named after him, it was bizarre. But yeah,
Not after Henry.
yeah, yeah,
Cooper.
yeah. Oh, so he's now after the gifts back, isn't he? So this is a similar trait, isn't it? As we'll see in Oh, Beautiful Morning. He's very much a penny pincher, isn't he?
Yeah, he's tight as a drum, and but I mean, that's some brass neck in it. 15 minutes ago,
Yeah.
he's jilted. Now they're hinting about the food mixer and the tea towels, and you want everything back. But he's got a point though. He says if he goes to the old man, he goes, if Harold gets with another bird, he's going to want another present, isn't he?
Back when I used to watch Coronation Street many years ago, I remember Les Battersby and his girlfriend at the time getting married just to get the wedding presents. Purely it.
I did see a clip of that. It was on what they call it, classic Corrie now, where they had
Yeah.
Les
Well,
and
Status Quo were
Janice.
playing at the gig, and they actually got Quo on it to do it. It was brilliant. Like,
Any suing him or something? You try suing him?
yeah, yeah. Because he gets injured
God,
somehow.
yeah,
Get
just I
neck brace.
forgot how good that was. He had Janice on there, and I just always remember her mouth was like a letterbox when it was so
Oh,
square,
God.
and she'd be always shouting. It's like
Yeah.
Corrie, God.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh,
I haven't watched this soap for about 20 years.
no. So is that Potty Ada there? It must
Yeah,
be.
this is
It's
Rita
the
Webb,
same,
and this
isn't it?
I don't think they called her that in this. She's
No.
definitely Potty Ada in Beautiful Morning, but
Yeah.
she's just brilliant. Like you watch her,
Yeah.
she's just like the smallest woman on there, but the loudest.
Love from Daphne and Trevor, that is time.
Well, where's their tea towels? Here, where are they? Harold, where's their tea towels?
I don't know. Rita, they should be there. All the presents is there.
They ain't here. They should be on display with the rest of the presents. Unless you thought they wasn't good enough.
Oh, no, of course not. Now, have you seen Frida's tea towels, Dad?
Red near the check?
Yeah.
Yeah, we wiped up with them.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? That's very nice. Using the presents before you get married. Well, that's that then. I won't be able to take them back to the shop now, will I? And while I'm about it, I am your mother's sister, you know. You know, I was put into the fourth car, and I was bunged right at the back of the church, while there was other people, not even family, mark you, who were standing around.
Frida, will you get your ears a chance?
Oh, I realised we were lucky to even be invited at all, and if he hadn't got married, that would have been the last we'd have seen of him. Why, I ain't even had a drink yet, you
Great actress. Yeah.
And she's like that. She's ranting about where she was sat, ranting about the presents.
This reminds me of Phoenix Nights, when the captain's passed away, and they're all sort of going on about, well, his fridge freezes. It's only a few years old. I'll have in that or whatever.
Yeah, and the poor dog.
I'll put it in the kennels or whatever. Yeah.
I sure they said get it put down or something.
Oh, yeah, but that's it. Sorry.
Yeah, she goes,
Yeah.
get it put down. You're thinking, how callous are they?
But it must reflect real life, when it comes to it, people are just, some
Yeah.
people are like vultures and just cannot wait to start picking off.
Harold's just lost his rag now. He's had a guts full of them.
Yeah.
As he call them, unsympathetic bleeders. I love the way him and Albert working together. They're just launching all the presents out the window. Do we ever see outside of that window? Like even
No,
in the
we
films?
see things going out of it, and we see Harold playing a shot of snooker from the other side of it, don't we? But yeah, we don't know what's actually there. I mean, they do allude to neighbours as well, don't they? So they may have neighbours, but then in other location shots we've seen, they're kind of like almost on a wasteland or a business park, aren't they? So
Yeah, it looks really like that back wall we never see, but the other side, like all the way around, always looks barren.
yeah,
It
so
always
it's a bit
looks
odd,
really.
isn't it? I guess it's
Yeah.
just guess where they filmed it, but yeah.
See what I mean about Albert's hair now?
Yeah,
Just
it's unusual, this one, isn't it?
it just makes him look about 100.
Yeah, it's not doing any favors, is it, at all, that?
Yeah.
Because yeah, I think it was robbery with violence we were saying, wasn't it? It's almost kind of
Mm.
quite voluminous, isn't it? Like quite full. Whereas
Yeah, I don't know
here
what
it
he's
just
done
looks
to
like
it.
almost like a bad toupee, this does, doesn't it? Like
See, when he has it like the J, what do you say, the Vardy look,
oh
and he has that, he looks younger, doesn't he?
yeah, he does. Yeah. So having it shorter probably helps him actually, doesn't it? Yeah.
See, this bit surprises me in it. Obviously the honeymoon suite and everything, the holiday's still booked. Like
Yeah.
Harold says, like he's quite happy to take his dad. There's no like later on he'd do anything bar go away with him when he just does not.
Yeah.
But he's
Well,
quite
this is the
happy to
joy though,
do
isn't
it.
it, of Steptoe? It's them coming back together when the chips are down, and them needing each other really. Yeah. Don't be next to me and wake up in the morning.
It shows a side corridor now. You've got a set of golf clubs, chandelier. I
Yeah.
think there's a stuffed tiger on the wall.
Yeah.
And featured George A. Cooper, Rose Hill, Joe Newell, Molly Sugden. That's a good, strong cast, isn't it?
It's a very good cast, yeah, for an opening episode. That's
Rita Webb. Yeah.
yeah. Enjoyed how he bit the head off the bride as well, off the cake.
That is good. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you don't really get that anymore. We didn't have them for our wedding. We didn't have figures for our wedding. Maybe you do get them, I'm not sure, but we didn't. We don't think we got
no, I
figures.
think it's been a bit phased out, isn't it? Yeah. So what do you think of that episode? I think it's a good.
Yeah, very,
Yeah.
very good episode. Like I say, it's nice to see a bit of progression for Harold, and yeah, obviously it's reset back to normal at the end, isn't it? The fact he isn't going to get married, but you could be
Yeah.
forgiven for thinking, oh, how's the series going to continue if he's getting married? You know, when you first watched that, you know, funny first aired. So yeah, some really funny lines, but also some good pathos as well. Some good, you know, poignant scenes, and just another chance for them to showcase their acting skills. Harry, particularly this one. Yeah, it's kind of his episode in many ways, isn't it? So
Yeah, this one was spot on really because he's like you said, he got the range. You know, he's nervous and then he's waiting for his bride. Then he's jilted. Then he's depressed. Then he sort of
yeah,
comes round a bit, and he's angry. But like I said, anything where you see the Steptoe family,
yeah,
as horrible as they are,
yeah.
it's, it's a good episode. But
It's one of those things you think we didn't see the Trotters family all that much. Like you know, you get the odd episode here and there, don't you? Your
mm,
granddad's funeral, and Reg comes back. But it would have perhaps been
mm.
nicer to see a few more of the Trotters, maybe.
Yeah,
Um,
like you said, the dad we only ever see once, don't we? And that's
yeah,
early on.
yeah, that's it. And even 1 foot, you know, you see Victor's brother,
Mm.
but you never see sort of Great Aunt Joyce or
No.
sort of
Is
any
it an
character
Uncle
like that.
Dick?
Uncle Dick. Oh, sorry, we
Is
see
it?
Uncle Dick dead, don't we? At the Eric
Oh,
Sykes in the comic relief episode, but he's
yeah.
just laid down the whole time, isn't he?
The
Yeah.
perpendicular ponce. So no, I think it was good. So next up, the one I chose was series 7, episode 3. Oh, what a beautiful morning. March 6th, 1972. So quite a big gap between two episodes. So when Albert's brother George dies, it's a surprise to Harold, who never knew he existed. The greedy relatives turn up for the funeral, all hoping to be left something. Even Albert wants the £25 he lent George in 1925 for an aborted emigration to Australia.
Oh
They
yeah.
all in for a shock when it transpires that George left all his money to animal charities, though at least Albert manages to sneak out a valuable figurine everyone coveted.
How, Dad? I'm home. Here you are. I got another 8 green stamps for you. Here you are. Don't you want them? Another $500,000, you can get that motorbike you've always wanted. Yes, well. Are you all right, Dad?
Your Uncle George is dead.
Oh, God. Not another rotten funeral.
That's a nice thing to say.
Well, we've had a bellyful, haven't we? 6 in the last 2 years.
So you got Harold wheeling the horse and cart into a car wash.
Yeah. Bit of a contrast there between, you know, 1970s Fords and what have you, and Orson Cart. But
I love
suppose,
this. I love reading the signs in the background because they're all like handmade and they're proper
yeah,
crafted.
it dates it, but it does
Mm.
work really well. But he's using the water to fill up his fill up
Yeah.
pocket. Yeah. And there's the grotty staircase in all its glory. Is that pram still on the staircase behind him? Yep.
Yeah, that pram is there permanently, when I don't know what they were doing with that, how they ended up with it.
So Harold's just taken a bit of the water himself. I don't know what that was about, but
Yeah, he's drinking out the bucket.
weird.
That'd be disgusting, wouldn't it?
Oh, not nice. Not
So you
nice.
got crash repairs estimates given for insurance work.
Yeah.
You got a Dunlop poster.
Gosh.
Please check. What does it say? Please check doors unlocked, windows closed. Something traps open.
So he's actually taken, this will be Samson, won't it? Through the
To the
car
car
wash.
wash, yeah.
Yeah. Gosh.
I don't think a horse, even a calm one, would put up with that.
I don't think so, no. They're sure there'd be a lot of resistance. But
Yeah. And then he's
these
paying
are the
for it.
green stamps, aren't they? Which is very much phased out now, isn't it? But I think it was quite a thing, wasn't it? To
Yeah, what were they? Were they, so they mentioned on Only Fools, didn't they?
I
They
think it's
collect
like the very
stamps.
early points, you know, you get your Nectar points, very early version of that. You could, I think there was a catalogue you could look in, wasn't there? And you could save up for,
Mm.
you know, a certain amount of stamps. So yeah,
Like,
like a loyalty scheme, I guess, to, you know,
like
keep
nectar points or something.
Yeah, 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 very much so. Yeah. It's a very solemn looking Albert there.
Yeah, he does. He does like maudlin really well, doesn't he?
Yeah. Now, is this for Harold's benefit or is he genuinely
I
upset?
think it's a bit of both, really. 'Cause you know, even though he hadn't seen his brother for probably 25 years, he's probably thinking back to when he was a kid and got emotions stirring.
Yeah. There you go. So there's another 500,000. You can get that
The motorbike.
motorbike you wanted. So there you go. That's the Green Shield stamps.
Your Uncle Jules is dead.
And his reaction is another bleeding funeral.
They got a bleed in.
Yeah. It's 1970s now. It's anything's game in it.
Oh, gold. Does the I love
40.
this description of his family, his brothers and sisters.
Yeah. And the clean lady or the old clean lady at my place who retired now, she was one of 22.
Bloody hell. Are they Catholic?
No, just busy, I guess. I don't
22,
know.
yeah. Yeah, God.
Yeah.
22.
All pretty much lived in the same town as well.
Good
Yeah, so
God.
she's one of the youngest, so she's in her 70s now. So there's some, I think it spanned, at least, well, it would be at least 20 years, wouldn't it?
God,
But yeah.
yeah, I've seen that. What was that program, 15 Kids and Counting?
Oh yeah.
But I think they're a blended family, and I don't think it's the one woman has had 15 kids. I think they're, blended, but and they live in that massive house, and it was like they do like 4 loads of laundry a day
God.
just to try and keep up with it, and they go through like 40 pints of milk a week or something. That's just crazy.
See, I think I've got my hands full with two. But yeah.
Yeah, me two's more than enough. I like Harold's description of the family is that they drop like flies and breed like rabbits.
Yeah.
Your brothers and sisters is dropping like flies.
14 of us. It's the law of averages. Some of them is bound to go.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
Don't worry about me, mate. I'll get me telegram from the Queen. Don't you bother.
I need to ask when you're going. Oh, I hate them steptoe funerals. It don't seem to matter how many of them go, there's always the same number there. They drop like flies and they breed like rabbits.
We're a very close-knit family.
Get out of it.
That's a great line.
As you say, you could build a council estate on the land they're built on.
Yeah.
They're buried on, sorry.
It turns out he was his godfather.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
point, isn't it? They shouldn't have picked him. If he's the tightest one.
Yeah. See, my godfather is actually my cousin, but he's quite a bit old. Well, quite a bit older than me, he's about 10, 15 years older than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get on really well, good like mates, really. Yeah,
That's good. I think I haven't seen him for about 35 years. I think they were my old neighbours or something when I was born.
all right.
So
Yeah.
my parents obviously didn't take it seriously.
Well, yes, it is. Yeah, but again, quite a dying out thing, I think now. But yeah,
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You don't really hear so much of that now.
no, we haven't really. Well, we haven't done it for our kids.
No, yeah, I thought about it with my eldest, but we never did it with my youngest one. So what's Harold drinking there? He's necking whiskey or something.
He started early, hasn't he? Well, I suppose.
Yeah, God.
But
It was daylight when he got back with the car.
yeah, it was. Yeah.
This is where, like, the background now, obviously in colour compared to the last one, you can really see the crap and the junk they've got there.
Yeah, that's it. No, it just feels more claustrophobic as well, doesn't it? Like just having that
God, like he's got clocks,
stuff.
hoovers. It looks like a gramophone.
Union Jacks flying around there somewhere in it, or a big musical instrument, tuba or something. That's the same tuba that they picked up in the musical evening, when they lost the keys.
Oh yeah. I re-listened to that the other day, musical evening. It's brilliant, isn't it?
So good. Like you say, very bottom-esque, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. He's playing Rider the Valkyries.
That's
And he's
it.
bashing the hammer. There he is, he's feeding Charlie again.
Yeah, I just loved that. Just the sort of tapping whilst talking. Again, just something actors do sometimes, isn't it? Just being busy, isn't it? Doing something that people would do rather than just talking and just not acting. Yeah, it's
This
good.
I'd be so tempted because there's so much there, like that fish head on the wall. I'd be doing stuff with props and stuff. I know, like who was it? I think it was Wendy Richards. Who was in
Oh yeah,
EastEnders,
in EastEnders, yeah,
and
yeah.
then I've been served. Apparently, she hated using props, and it was well known that if they give
Oh,
her any
okay.
direction, she'd say, "Look, I don't use props."
All right.
Yeah, she
Oh,
was a bit.
interesting.
Whereas, like most actors, it's like a distraction thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
With
that's it. That's
Harry
it.
definitely does it a lot, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah, he's always interacting with stuff around him. Yeah.
I love how the goldfish, he's on a stack of books. Like, just put him on the bureau on the desk.
Not exactly yeah, stable, is it?
Under it is newspapers. God. Here we go. I don't know if you're on this, but they're explaining about is it Potier
Yeah,
the
I'm
world
pretty
when
much at
come to
that
an
bit.
end.
Yeah, he's in Newcastle. All the family know that. Yeah.
It will come to an end in 1940 when her husband never returned from the war. And he
Yeah.
goes, he did. He just didn't return to her.
I suppose Potty Ada will be there again, lifting up her skirts in front of the vicar.
Well, she's harmless. After all, she is your cousin.
I don't know. There's some dodgy strains in that family. Well, I'm not looking after her. I got lumbered with her last time in the same car. She was effing and blinding all the way down the Goldhawk Road. I mean, she must be looking on 60 and she still dresses like Carmen Miranda.
No, it's not her fault, Harold. She went a bit funny in 1940. Her world ended when Sid never come back from Dunkirk.
He come back all right, he just never went home. He's up in Newcastle. We all know that.
Okay, that's another Rigsby-esque line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the flags would be out. They didn't expect me to be coming, or they didn't want me to come, or something, didn't they?
No, what was it when he's in the restaurant? He goes, like that Charlie is checking him out. He goes, yeah, that's how they treat his country's heroes.
Yeah.
He goes, if this shrapnel moves 1 inch, you'll have another death on your hands.
That's it. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Madam, you got the only 4-legged chicken in captivity or something, in it.
Excuse me, sir. You've only got you only got one sleeve.
Just got another one here.
Hold it up, doesn't he?
It's daft, yeah. It's where is it Philip or Alan's holding his throat, and Rigsby goes, "What's he done to you?" He goes, "He took my tie." He goes, "I thought he cut your throat."
Yeah.
Spooner.
Oh, brilliant. So Harold's doing best he can to get out of going.
Yeah, God.
Got the plans that evening, but yeah, he's saying, oh, he's got, yeah, black suit.
Was that a thing in MD? So he said, "I'm not wearing a suit. I'm going to wear an armband." Have you ever seen anyone at funerals with just an armband?
No, I mean, I do know about wearing armbands, but it's always at funerals. You go with the black tie generally, don't you? At least, if nothing, a black suit, I guess. But there he go. He is in his full regalia.
He does look like Mr. Ben with a bowler hat on.
He does. What does he say? With a couple of pox, doctors, clerks, or something. Yes.
Yeah, that's an old school one, isn't it?
Quite an old school line, isn't it? But yeah, they do look like undertakers or something, don't they? It's macabre.
Albert mine, he's even got the pocket watch.
Yeah.
Notice that.
Dad, are you ready? Hurry up. Kick-off's in half an hour. There'll be another 3 gone by the time we get there.
Yeah, right. I'm ready. Come on.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Look, can't we go out separately? Look at us. We look like a couple of pox doctors' clerks.
You look very smart. I wish you'd dress like that all the time.
Oh, well. I shall wear it on the round tomorrow. With my furled umbrella and my rolled-up copy of the Times. There he goes, the 832 horse and cart to Victoria. Oh, yes, all the city gents will be onto it. I think British Rail's had it, mate.
I mean after work.
And they've got gloves. He got gloves on? Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
And then sort of like white. So he's, I think that's just a fashion thing, but his sleeves go out past his thing. Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, that's his cuffs, isn't it? Yeah.
Cuffs, yeah, and he's got the black gloves, but So they're going to nick a wreath off one of the
Yeah.
graves. I do like his point though. He goes, "Did he put a message on the wreath?" He goes, "What do you want a message on it? He can't read it. He's dead." It is just for show, and it's just for the other
Yeah,
people to
that's
see
it,
and
isn't
go, "Oh,
it?
they bought one."
Yeah, sort of competition, isn't it? He's saying he's got a mustard yellow sports car, whatever. Yeah, I suppose he can't really go in a horse and cart. He kind of, it's not the most appropriate thing to turn to a funeral. They don't own a car, so it's a high one, isn't he?
Oh, it'd be fashionable now to do that, wouldn't it? I did. Funny enough, the last funeral I went to, there was a horse-drawn carriage.
Oh, okay.
It obviously wasn't a horse and cart, but it was two
Mm.
horses towing a carriage. That was but that was good. It was quite
Mm.
classy.
Yeah, Black Family Saloon.
Oh God, yeah. So what year was this? This was 1972.
Yep.
So what was going on? We normally do this, don't we? What was going on in Britain around that time?
Well, you were back in a Tory government, so
We
they'd had
have
Harold Wilson had made way for Ted Heath.
we have another
Um,
note. Well, January of that year, we've got Bloody Sunday
oh gosh,
for the IRA.
the Troubles were quite active then, prominent then, yeah.
Good God, yeah. You've got uh,
It's a great bit there where one of the families picks up Albert's hat, starts inspecting it,
oh yeah,
just
like
ready to
vultures.
just seeing if it's worth anything. Uncle Bobby, that's him. Uncle
Uncle
Bobby.
Bobby.
He's the Malcolm Muggeridge with a Bible in one hand and a bottle in the other.
But yeah, what was it? He goes, take courage. He goes, he's been drinking it ever since.
Yeah, something bad happen to him as well. Or
Yeah, I think he
it's
was.
alluded that he's got all these kids and they're not his or something, haven't they? And
That's it. Yeah, he's got
his wife playing
none of
around or
his
whatever.
5 kids are his own or something. So his wife must have put it back. But that, if you remember, that links into the girl that.
I was going to say, yeah, is that the same?
Yeah,
That's the same family, isn't it? Or the
and
same parents, or sort of more
because it
at least.
took me. Do you know what? I must have watched that 3 times before. I tell you, we'll talk about when we come to it. But that bit with the girl
Yeah,
realizing that it could have been Albert's. It took me
yeah,
2 or 3 times to watch it and think, oh, hang on, that's what he's on about.
yeah, yeah. Because you don't see the girl and that guy interacting, do you at all?
No,
And I don't think you even see. Do you see the mother? Is the mother there? I'm not sure if she's there. She's in the background, I guess.
possibly. There's quite a lot of background. But again, this is like an old school thing, isn't it? You got the coffin in the middle of the room,
Yeah,
and they used to do this thing. I can sort of remember it a bit as a kid in the valleys. Like people would talk about it, and they'd say that like the night before the funeral, they'd have the body in a casket in the house. So
right.
they'd put it in the front room or the sitting room, so that
Yeah,
you'd spend the last night before they go and bury them in the
yeah.
house. I don't know about
Interesting.
you, mate. That's a bit. You don't do that now, do they?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd find that very strange. Find that very
Yeah,
strange. But I suppose it is tradition, isn't it?
yeah. It's a bit like I can remember years ago if you'd had a bereavement, you'd close the curtains and they'd be shut all day.
Okay. I
I
mean, I
don't know
heard of
if
flying flags at half mast,
hmm,
but yeah.
I don't know if that's a Welsh thing, but yeah, they wouldn't. If somebody's house during the daytime, the curtains were shut, you'd walk past, thinking they'd had a bereavement, and
And how you come to think of it, I have heard people say that when someone's had the curtain shut, someone said, "Oh, who's died?" or whatever. But
that's a good point, isn't it?
that was that great line just there that I quoted to you the other night about he puts the drink on the coffin.
The foot of the
Yeah.
coffin.
It says first bleeding drink I've ever had on him.
I
Yeah.
love that one. Yeah, it's a very significant occasion.
Yeah.
So when Albert says to, is it Arthur?
That's Arthur.
Arthur,
Yeah.
he says to him who's getting the divvy. Is he talking about the insurance dividend?
Yeah, the co-op, because it's the co-op dividend, isn't it? I think so.
Oh,
You
okay.
get a certain amount back for it, I guess.
Here you are, Uncle Albert. Scotch and ginger and one brown ale. You might as well keep the bottle.
Tar.
Don't put it on the coffin.
Why not? This is an auspicious occasion. It'll be the first drink I've ever had on him. Cheers.
Good help.
How's things down at the bus garage?
Mustn't grumble.
Did he leave a will?
Oh, God, here we go.
Yes, he did. We'll be reading that when we come back.
I suppose you'll be reading it, being the executor.
Executor, Harold.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm so sorry, I forgot.
Is it worth hanging about for?
I'm sure we'll all be pleasantly surprised. He was quite comfortably off, you know, was George.
He was entitled to be. He never spent anything. Did he mention the 25 quid he nicked off me in 1926?
I have no idea. I haven't read it. The solicitor handed it to me this morning. I am not at liberty to open it until after the interment.
Are you done him proud of?
Thank you, Ted.
Oh, lovely bit of mahogany. Those handles would look good on my kitchen cabinet.
I told you, Harold.
Yeah, it's going to be a very nice send-off.
Yes, the co-op do a very good job.
As he says, you mean, it's a tough one, isn't it? He said he's gone to great personal expense, but you'd think, well, it's family, so you just don't bring money into it. But they've shown that there's money's
And
all they're interested in his family. So
he says as well he was 93 and never spent any money, so he must have put a bit away.
yeah,
So he must have covered his funeral easily.
yeah. Yeah, that's similar to Rising Damp, isn't it? Where Rigsby thinks he's coming to the money. Great Uncle George has left him this much money or whatever, and it turns out he never paid any income tax.
Oh God, yeah, that was it. Yeah, and Andrew Sachs plays the tax.
Andrew Sachs plays the tax guy, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's
Brilliant.
all that money, but he was happy in the end, wasn't he? Because it meant his wife who come back to
Oh
flee.
yeah, Veronica.
Yeah, God, she was a character, Veronica.
Like a machine, someone machine gunning crows.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the first episodes I watched of Rising
Oh,
Damp.
that's a beast, isn't it? It's
Really
how like
into
Miss
it.
Jones, who acting in that is amazing. Where she has to pretend to be his wife, and she's here with a fag on.
Oh,
I like this line as well, where they're talking about Albert passing away, and I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to do with him. He's like got
yeah.
it planned.
Which is a kind of very loyal, but also, yeah, a little bit like
Dark,
cynical,
innit?
isn't it? Like the fact he's planned his dad's funeral to the nth degree.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to a bit because, like you said, with my dad, we have like he paid for it, so it is covered. And when you're sort of taking a policy, they do say, do you want these hymns? How do you want these to go?
Right.
What do you want people to dress? So you've got to sort of think about it at some point. I don't know if your dad's too young for it, mate, but yeah, it's a bit
No,
like
my
that with mine.
my dad's 81, and he has
Is he?
sort of put in place a plan. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think my brother knows it, but yeah, so similar sort of
It's
thing.
maudlin, but
No, at least the
realistically, you've
kind
got
of
to think
commitment
about
you
it,
wish,
haven't
aren't you? That's the thing.
you?
You put it in place, and then you don't think about it again, do you? Until it's needed. So
That's it, yeah. And like
yeah.
Albert is, even though he's not old by today's standards, but them days, 70 years and 10, that was a lot, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. In the eras before medical,
Mm.
quality of healthcare we get these days, it's
And they all smoked from the age of about 12 and drank
that's
it.
it. Yeah.
So they're eyeing up the porcelain figure on the mantelpiece.
Yeah, and I quite a nice little zoom there on the camera, isn't it? Just sort of, yeah,
Mm.
those two step aside and this camera
Sort of
zooms in.
zooms in and back, doesn't it?
So this guy here, he's like a young Harold. He's kind of got the similar sort of hair, hasn't he? But he's sort of
Yeah, I think the way he speaks as
something
well.
about him, hasn't he?
He's got a similar sort of speech thing, isn't he?
Yeah,
The Mose. He's a
and he's
bit
got the
like,
chops. He's got the Bradley Wiggins chops there, hasn't he?
God, yeah.
Gosh,
That's a good head of hair, mind, isn't it?
that is a decent head of hair, without a doubt.
I
Yeah.
couldn't deal with that. That would do my head in.
But yeah, it's established, isn't it, that everyone seems to think that the only thing worth going for is this figurine.
Yeah, they've all worked out that the only thing of any value is the porcelain figure on the mantelpiece.
And what is it Harold says? He says it's down to this guy. There's some
Arthur Nagus, isn't it?
That's it, Arthur Nagus, which again didn't really get that reference, but
I
looking
think
it
he
up,
was.
is it?
Yeah, sure. He's a bit like like the Antiques Roadshow. They have
I was going to
experts.
say, is he a bit like that? Yeah, like a kind
Yeah,
of.
he used to do a show, and Harold's saying because of him now, the whole country's experts.
Yeah, I suppose similar to when things like Bake Off
Mm.
happens, people become expert bakers or whatever. Like whatever's
Floyd.
people copy, don't they? But there's
Yeah.
Molly, full regalia. Yeah, that's quite a bit better Lynch almost, isn't it? Like leopard print.
Oh, the leopard print and the pearls.
Yeah, millions of pearls. Yeah. So I think would have been just before she'd already been served, so she hasn't got a colourful hair. But
Mm.
she said when I read an interview with her, that actually damaged her hair, or that colouring they put in her hair for already being
I bet,
served.
yeah, it's like a blue rinse, wasn't it?
Well, pretty much every episode. But she just accepted it by the end and just went, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet it's one good for it, just constantly dyeing it.
No, constantly just sort of, yeah. I mean, yeah, but
So we got little Caroline now is introduced.
yeah,
She's quite forward, isn't she?
she is, and I think, I mean, surely this is a funeral, family funeral. It's
Mm.
gonna be some relation, even if it's not kind of
Mm.
directly, but I don't know.
And I mean, like I said, he does look a lot older than it there.
Mm,
She can't sort of be confused with his age. He does look a good 20 years old, I'd say.
yeah. But then you think, I only realised this not long ago, but fairly recent, yeah, long after I should have known it, that the Queen and Prince Philip were related, weren't they? They were sort of second cousins. So
Yeah, I
sort
think
of
they all
like
are the royals, and they were all somehow.
yeah, they sort of try and keep it like that, but well, they
One
did anyway.
Diana related to Churchill is sort of
Yes, yeah, that's right.
all within the same
That's
blood
it.
group, and it all
Yeah.
bloodline.
So yeah, I suppose times have changed, but
Mm.
um
So this bit now, so Harold's chatted her up. He's planned a date with her afterwards. They're off
mm,
to some rave, and then Albert spotted it, and he's come over and said, "You want to stay away from that one because it's Alice's girl."
yeah.
He said it could be anyone. So Harold's like, "Oh, that's good, isn't it?" He's like, "No, could be any of us." So Albert could be her father.
So this is after the cuckoo in the nest, isn't it? And so we already
Mm.
know that there's potentially a
He's
half
put it
brother out
about.
there, and
Mm.
now he's got a potential half sister that he's just tried to chat up. I mean, yeah, no wonder he goes to a psychiatrist. There's
Because yeah,
loads
if
of
you think about it,
story.
that would be weird for Albert if Harold was his only child.
Oh,
That would be strange, wouldn't it? The sort of life he's led.
yeah, yeah.
Bit like Uncle Albert in Only Fools, isn't
Uh,
it? He's put it about.
but then it's similar to yeah, and Singing Only Fools. It's similar to Rodney and the girl that sorry,
Oh, um,
not
is
not June's daughter. I forgot her name
yeah,
now.
June.
Again, that's heavily suggested at the time, isn't it? That it's Dell's daughter, but it isn't.
Yeah, she could be his niece.
Yeah.
Rodney's niece.
And then Dell would have been his father-in-law, wouldn't he, or something?
Yeah, what God knows what that would have made Granddad.
It's just great line. Great little line, that, isn't it?
So we
It's
got the entrance now with Potty Ada.
Don't drop him!
Ah, caught ya. Bloody well going without me, wasn't ya?
Oh, God, Potty Ada.
Yes, you were.
No, Ada dear, we weren't going
Oh,
without
yes,
you.
bloody well were.
No, we were not, Ada. Now remember, this is a funeral. We don't want any swearing.
All that swearing, you wait till we get up the cemetery.
Oh, Ada, please, we don't want any scenes this time.
If she's going, now make sure she's got her knickers on.
Oh, well, see, I'll look after her, don't you worry. Come on, Auntie Ada.
Look, Uncle Arthur, can we get going? I mean, he's cutting right through my shoulders.
Right, come along, everybody. We'll be late.
Right, well, the left hand down a bit.
terrible carrying of the.
Yeah,
I've carried a coffin. I
a
carried
bit of
my
beer.
auntie, and we had no practice other than literally turning up and the undertakers telling us how to do it. But it's quite yeah, not scary or daunting, but it's quite a responsibility, isn't it? You don't want to
Yeah,
drop it, but
it's a big ask, isn't it?
it is.
But you've got Potty Ada kicking off now. She's just flashed her drawers. It's
Yeah.
good having all of them like that. It's just this because no matter where you look, there's something going on. Like you look on the left and they're gossiping.
Yeah.
If you look
Yeah.
above, they're carrying a coffin, and you got Ada kicking off. You got what's his name? Is it Uncle? Who sat in a chair? Is it Uncle George?
Oh, we just said his name, didn't we? It's gone again. Because all these names are sort of similar, and then obviously we've got
Yeah,
the names we know
George
already,
Arthur,
the actors' names. Uncle Nobby, is it Nobby?
Uncle Nobby. That's it.
Nobby.
He falls back in the room, doesn't he?
Yeah.
They've had a good few drinks there, mind, haven't they?
Yeah, again, it's that thing, isn't it? I suppose people do have a drink at a funeral, or some
Mm.
people do. Last funeral I went to was my other auntie,
Mm.
which obviously at quite a sad occasion, but when we got to the church afterwards, I don't know that I wouldn't say it was a farce, but they'd lost some they'd lost the booklets, or they hadn't got enough booklets. So the vicar asked the organist just to carry on playing just some random songs, and I don't know, it
God.
just kind of, yeah. I mean, we sort of all collectively all chuckled because it was just sort of like a bit of a like
Was there
awkward moment, but
was there
yeah,
pigeons flying out the top of the organ?
it won't be surprised, mate.
I love
Yeah.
that episode of
I
Dad's
mean,
Army.
in a way, it kind of took the edge off it, and it was
Yeah,
more of a, at the end of the day, these things are celebrations, aren't they? It
but
kind of
that's
want,
the thing that do you, like I said, do you celebrate their life or do you mourn
yeah,
your dead?
yeah,
Is
that's it.
I know what I'd want. I'd rather them,
Yeah.
have a cry at
If
the.
you've had a long life, I mean, I'm not saying, that you shouldn't if you've not had a long life, but you've had a long life
Mm,
and, you've been happy and, then yeah,
mm,
I know I'd want my loved ones to be, happy and
yeah,
celebrating
so
it rather than
it's
be,
like the Irish do it, and they have a good knees up, and
oh yeah,
it's
absolutely, absolutely.
so we're
Yeah.
back. The funeral's done now. We're back at the house, and it's
So yeah,
been
the whole
completely
thing's been
gutted.
stripped, hasn't it?
Yeah, strip the
Properly
carpet and
gutted,
everything.
which is pretty good going. I mean, well, it was a funeral, an hour,
Yeah,
give or
service and
take.
that. And
So there's been a van waiting around the corner,
call the police.
much to much to Harold's amusement.
And there's nothing but a tray of drinks left in there.
Is that a Miss Tibbs or Miss Gatsby from?
Yeah, that's it. From
It
Fawlty Towers. Yeah, I was trying to think of that.
was. Thought it was. I showed Harrison an episode the other night. First time I showed him Basil the Rat.
Ah,
He loved
did he?
it.
Oh, amazing. He's got good
Yeah.
taste.
I was trying to find one to show him that was like, not too, I
Yeah.
don't know. They're all
Just so
great,
a
aren't
bit
they? But
physical, like the props and
yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah,
that's
yeah.
he's
He loved it.
pedigree.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You're only £5.
And he thinks he's on about pigs. Pigs on the end of
Yeah, he
that.
goes, pig yon.
Piggy on.
He goes, how he get up there? He goes, it flew up there. Oh god.
Oh gosh. The veal substitute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Japanese or something. Yeah. Gosh.
Oh, feels oh, so awkward.
It's not worked out. It's not worked out. We can't. Yeah, we have to pull it.
Yeah, it's real substitute.
So the wheels, we've gone off track there. The wheels being red, and yeah, which again was a thing, wasn't it? The will was read generally
Oh
after
god, yeah.
the funeral.
Have you ever been
And
to a will reading?
it takes a long time, doesn't it? It's all the kind of legal bits these days, but
Mm.
yeah.
You seen the one in Benidorm with the will reading? Is it Mr. Oh god, what's his name with the
Mr.
teeth?
Pink, Melvin
Mr.
Hayes.
No, the guy with the teeth. He's Kenneth's uncle.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's Reg Morley. Or is it Reg Morley?
Yeah,
Ken
that's it.
Morley
Molly.
from Coronation Street, played
They
by
do a
Joel.
will reading there, don't they?
Yeah,
And he's
that's
left
it.
like all the shops to Kenneth.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I thought you were going to say about Mel's debt, and he had to pay off Mr. Pink, didn't he?
Oh, with the go-karting, yeah. He's good, that, isn't he? Melvin Hayes?
Oh, Melvin Ace, great, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, watching this back now, you can see Albert's bowler is not sat right.
Yeah.
Like the first time I didn't notice, but you can see
No,
now
yeah,
that.
I was going to say to you, it's really obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
But did you notice there? I don't know if I've noticed this. Harold is still seemed to be setting up a liaison with this girl.
Oh
It was
God,
kind
was
of,
it?
he was holding her hand, wasn't he? And then she skipped off. So
Mm.
gonna take a chance. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. But yeah, no, it's really obvious, isn't it? That's just something under that. There you
So it's
go.
revealed now.
I love this little. He has a little walk round him, doesn't he? He puts his own hat back on, just walks around.
Yeah. And the chin is out, and it.
Yeah, he's done well though, Wilf, to keep that on there. It's
Yeah, some good posture.
a good flat head to keep that on.
Steptoe the klepto.
25
Forget
quid.
that. Yeah, I wonder if how much he got for that. Like whether it was dead on the 25 that he owed him,
Yeah.
or whether it was more.
So a rare episode where we see them in cahoots and up on a deal.
Up on a deal, yeah. Both
One or the
were,
other,
yeah.
they're at each other, or they've lost out, but actually it's paid off this time, hasn't it?
I like that. Like, what have we always said? I love the end in the Steptoe when there's stuff going on,
Yeah.
and Harold then he's just pulled out like a eyeglass, like a
Oh yeah, one
magnifying
of them
thing.
sort of
Yeah,
anti-spec, check for. Oh, because Del has one, doesn't he? It's Meissen, isn't it?
like Meissen, yeah. That confirms it, Rodders.
That confirms it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great episode.
But no, it's brilliant. It's that's that's got to be one of my top three. That one. It's all
Yeah.
all my top three. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. 'Cause, like I said, you got Potty Ada, you got the rest of the family, you got Harold and Albert ending it up on the deal. Got some weird family.
It's quite straightforward episode in many ways, isn't it? You know, not a lot happens, but it's the character interactions, isn't it? And having that expanded cast, it's nice to just see a few more of them, isn't it?
That's it. So we've got I got 5 questions for you, mate, and I think you've got 5 for me.
Yeah, let's head to the Skinner's Arms.
Yeah, let's go and get a.
Yeah,
I think I've been a bit.
We'll have a toast to Uncle George.
Yeah, I think it'll have to be a whiskey.
Glasses.
It's been a bit something going round. I think it might help my throat, a whiskey.
Oh, okay.
It's purely medicinal.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 5 questions on and afterwards at. So
That's a great picture, mate. So you just sent me.
Yeah, I know. It's just.
I just realised I was slipping further back, wasn't I?
Yeah, because you said about Games Masters where your head is going further back. But yeah, so question 1: name the actresses who played Melanie's mother and also Auntie Frida. So the actress who played Melanie's mother and Auntie Frida.
So Molly Sugden.
Correct.
And oh gosh,
Bit of a tricky one, this one, because she plays a different relative in A What a Beautiful Morning. So
Is it? Oh, I can see her name. I can see it on the credits.
Yeah, she's Auntie Frida in this, but then A What a Beautiful Morning, she's Potty Ada.
Yeah, you have to put me on misery, right? I can see it, and as soon as you say it, I'll
Begins with R.
Rita.
Yep.
Rita.
Think of Spider-Man.
Parker. Rita Parker.
No, Rita Webb.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, mate. I was thinking it too literally. That's fine.
I thought you were going to say Rita Peter.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's good.
Yeah.
Because it's funny we mentioned those two, didn't we? So I think when I wrote the questions, we brought them both up.
Yeah, but again, they are prominent parts of both episodes, really, aren't they? So yeah.
That's it. Question 2. So George A. Cooper plays Uncle Arthur in this and many other episodes. What is his designated family duty?
So he is. Oh gosh.
I might have worded it a bit more complicated, but what does he normally do?
Yeah, he does say, doesn't he?
In the family.
No, again, mate, you're gonna have to help me out. Is he organised these events or?
He organises all the family funerals.
That's it. There you go.
So it always goes to him to do, and then he ends up with the divvy.
Yeah, that's it.
Dividend. And also, what wedding present does he get Harold?
So he gets him the food mixer.
Spot on. Yeah, he gets some food mixer and he asks for it back, doesn't he?
Asks for it back, doesn't he, straight away? Yeah.
Would you do that? If you give someone a wedding present?
You give a present, you give him a present. I'd never ask for a present back off anyone.
No, that'd be shocking. Question 4. Just before Harold is about to wed Melanie, what is the name of the hymn that Albert wants to be played?
Fight the good fight with all thy might, isn't it?
Brilliant. Yeah, that's well done, because you brought it up as well.
Yeah, I noticed you didn't say too much to that, so I thought, I wonder if that was a question. So,
that's rising damp, isn't it? Rigby says it.
Yes, yeah.
Fight the good fight. So well done. And then question 5. What does Albert call Harold's potential new mother-in-law? We didn't mention it, but it is quite a horrible name.
I don't know. I'm going to have to guess. Wicked Witch. Probably not.
No, he calls her Old Mother Ginguts.
Ginguts. Oh, wow.
Old Mother Ginguts, yeah.
Wow.
Which I thought was a good insult.
Yeah, that's a decent.
Good show. That's right, mate. 3.5 out of 5.
Fantastic. Good stuff. Some good questions
Good.
there. Excellent. Right. Just so oh, what a beautiful morning. So, what is the name? We were just talking about titles of things. What was the name of the petrol station that Harold visits at the start of the episode? Which brand was it?
Oh god, that's a good question. Is it
Still very, very big today.
Is it Esso?
Yeah, spot on, mate.
Oh god, yeah.
In fact, the colours, I think the logo and colours are still the same now.
Yeah. Has it unchanged a lot?
No, it's interesting, isn't it? Things like that. Yeah. So, okay, good stuff. So, question 2: what does Harold have to give up to attend the funeral? He said he's got something on that evening, and it's one of his reasons why he doesn't want to go.
Oh god, is it?
Goes my something night.
Is it his karate lessons or something?
Oh, it is an activity. It's not something you'd expect him to do.
Country dancing or something like that.
Yoga.
Yoga. Oh god, yeah.
To go, oh, that's just a joke. He might have just been like being sarcastic.
Yeah, I think about I think he was taking the mic, but yeah, like
really
yoga. I suppose he'd get into it if he was trying to chat up some bird who was into it. Or
leotard.
Yeah. Yoga, Peter. And I bet Albert would be an expert at it.
Oh gosh. Well, he doesn't it? Isn't it one where he's got himself locked in position, hasn't he?
Oh god, yeah.
He comes home and he's been practicing something, and he gets
doubled over. Yeah, god, what one was that?
Is it the praying mantis position? So that probably is it.
Yeah.
Question 3: what type of hat does Harold insist that they wear to the funeral?
Harold, is it? Well, they wear bowler hats, don't they?
Bowler hats, yeah. So
yeah,
Harold
brilliant.
Has to be
so yeah, I thought he was gonna, because he was on about an armband, wasn't he? But yeah. You ever worn a bowler hat? It's not. I don't know. It's something that.
No.
I can imagine something. No.
Just. Yeah, I never worn it. I think it's one of them things, isn't it? I look back at that era. People did wear hats, didn't they? That was just a thing people did.
Yeah, they did. Always they'd have a trilby or or some form of hat.
Yeah, I guess it's people wear hats nowadays like baseball caps and woolly hats, but not sort of like a smarter hat, do they? It's kind of
it's like Mr. Manor in it, the bowler hat. It's quite
yeah. Well, they all do, don't they? Wilson wears one, Pike wears one. Yeah, and in fact, is it? Oh no, because it's Fraser's hat, isn't it? That gets broken at the top of the church.
Oh yeah, he smashes through it, doesn't he?
Smash the.
That's like a top hat, isn't
it? Really a top hat, that's it. So George A. Cooper, we've talked about him a lot tonight. So he plays Arthur. As I said, he appears in quite a lot of other sitcoms. Can you name any other sitcoms that he appeared in, like as one-off characters?
Oh god, he's in quite a few, but
we've been talking about
he's in Rising Damp.
Yes, fantastic. Who was he in Rising Damp?
Was he the father of the girl that Anna was seeing? Yeah,
and his name was Mr. Cooper. Again, he's
god,
yeah. It's weird. Like he's also in some others to have him. If you remember in that episode.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one. Yeah, not for years, but
exchange, and he's called Mr. Cooper in that as well.
That's weird, isn't it? 3 sitcoms.
Funny, mate. You look down his IMDb. He's often called Cooper in his parts. So
he must insist on that then. Cooper.
He's strange. Only passed away not that long ago. He 2018 at 93. So he had a good innings.
Oh God, yeah.
He stopped working by the 90s. So he wasn't doing much. But yeah, that's not. I was surprised when I looked him up. I thought, like that. He did look older in the 70s, but he's probably only in his 40s. So.
Oh, that's the thing. Trying to work out their ages. I mean, some of them are sort of 30s and they look 60.
Yeah.
And then others not. But
okay, and last one, mate. I've probably been a bit mean here, so feel free to tell me I'm mean. But how much is left in George's will? So Arthur does say. I'll take a rounded answer.
Oh God, that's a good one.
Give a specific number. But yeah, don't worry if you didn't get it.
It's a bit of a get £500.
No, there is a 500 in it, so it's 1,527.
Oh God, that's quite a lot, for
27. So yeah, I mean,
What's that worth now? So it's 1,500 quid.
Plug that into the old Dr. eBay, 1,507 in 1970.
They could buy a lot more then than it could now.
Yeah. There we go. Oh my gosh, are you ready for this, mate?
Go on in.
£17,932. So yeah, basically. Yeah,
he's like, yeah, Christ.
18 grand really.
17 grand is left to the dog zone.
The dog zone. There you go. I know. I suppose people do leave more, but then the Steptoes are shown to be not the richest family in the world, are they? So
rag and bone men.
As Jim Royal says, I'm not Rockefeller. Not bleeding Rockefeller.
Yeah, he's an old. Do you know what? I saw a photo the other day. It must have been taken like 20s, like 90s, depression, and his Rockefeller. He looks really old, and he's bending over, and he's giving this like poor kid. He's like a homeless kid. He's giving him I think it's a nickel or something.
Right.
And they were like, he's showing he's generous, but then someone put on there, in today's money, he would have been worth about 8 billion.
Oh.
The fact he's giving this tiny silver coin to a homeless kid, it's nothing to him. It's literally nothing. It's funny. It's like Elon Musk sort of wealth.
I was looking at him the other day because he's been put on Trump's cabinet, hasn't he, or something? He's worth 300 billion. Just think like what? Yeah.
What do you do with all that? It's like Jeff Bezos.
What do you do? You can never ever, even consider spending all that, can you? Like,
no. How much is Jeff Bezos worth? Is it more now or less?
A bit less after his divorce. Yeah, he's lost.
Oh God, yeah.
Taking cleaner, hasn't she? Prop big and big time. But
that's why he's back working.
A fair amount. For starting up a company selling books. That's
yeah. No, it's genius. But no, it's I don't know what you do with that sort of.
A lot of them say they give half the charity straight away when they die, don't they? They've kind of signed up. I think Bill Gates has done that. He said a good proportion of his money will just go straight to charity because he knows his family will never need that much money. So.
No, Christ. I mean, if you live to a bloody 1,000 years old, you'd still wouldn't spend it. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
but
there we go.
No, cheers, Si. Good 2 episodes, those. They're
fantastic. Yeah, no.
Like you said, I like the link between them.
Yeah, and that wasn't planned.
No.
You picked Beautiful Morning, and I just picked that one. And then only later afterwards, in fact, when we started watching it, I suddenly thought, oh yeah, this is the one where.
Yeah, I did wonder. I didn't realise till last night. I thought, yeah, it's almost like the same follow-on you got the family, and then link. But brilliant. I shall. So what have we got planned next? I'll let you say this one.
Well, we are taking a trip on the road, aren't we? We're going to sunny Sheffield
Sheffield style
to watch. Yeah, still to watch our favourite rag and bowman on the stage.
We are, and
haven't we?
I can't wait, mate. So I'm going to be leaving sunny South Wales. Well, it's snowing today, but I'm going to be coming up. I think just over 4 hours. I've clocked it as. So yeah, they're going to be coming on up, and we're going to see Hambledon's production of Steptoe live on tour.
Yeah, I think you've even managed to snag a bit of a chat with the cast, haven't you? Which is great. So it'll be interesting to.
Yeah, that's it. One of the organisers I managed to email, so hopefully I'm sort of pushing our luck a bit because they said we could meet them afterwards. Hopefully we can have a chat and a few photos and see what they say. But yeah, it should be alright, shouldn't it? So, and hopefully the new microphones I bought will work.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if worse fails, we just have to, we've got record thing on my iPhone or whatever. We do it that way. Not as good as it, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So right, thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah, take care. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
Hi, this is Susanna Corbett. Thanks for downloading Step-Pod and Son.
Yourself, I mean, what are you, a common street trader?
Missy, please keep out of this now. I'm standing by and hearing old Mother Gin Guts here in sucking my only son.
Arthur, did you hear what he called me?
Hi, this is Susanna Corbett. Thanks for downloading Step Pod and Son.